Hi, this is Ann Kursdorfer of the Kursdorfer team with Keller Williams Realty. Congratulations on your decision to buy a home. I love helping home buyers find their first property or their second property, but I found sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming on knowing where to get started. So I've designed this guide to sort of establish the steps one, two, and three of things that we need to do before we go and tour those homes. So, step one would be securing mortgage financing. Step two is setting you up on a customized home search. And step three is formalizing an agency relationship. So, the first step is securing financing either through a pre approval or pre qualification. If you don't already have a lender or mortgage broker in mind that you plan to work with, let me know. And I have lots of people that I can refer you to that will do a great job for you. The pre approval is essentially going to be your shopping pass. And what a lender is going to look at is they're going to, review several factors such as your credit score, your job history, your income, your debt to determine both the mortgage type and the mortgage amount. So why this matters is that different loan types can have different pros and cons to them, and it's best to discuss all those with your lender. But it's important for us to know ahead of time, as it may factor into the location of the home or possibly the condition of the home that will work for your particular financing. So once we know that budget, the mortgage type, we can then set you up on a customized home search. I'm sure you've thought about what you envision for your future home. And we'll discuss budget, location, the property type, the style of the home, all those sorts of things to set up your customized home search. This information is going to come directly from the multi-list through a portal called One Home, and you will get email notifications from me when a property comes up that meets your criteria. What's nice about using One Home is that I can also view what your favorites or comments may be on a particular property, whereas different websites don't give me the ability to see what you're looking at. And I find this really helps in game planning as we set up, tours to view your possible future home. So the final step to the process before we can tour a home is establishing agency relationship. So agency relationship is a relationship between a consumer and a brokerage. So the National Association of Realtors now requires that consumers have a buyer's agency contract signed with a real estate agent before we can tour homes or the ability for a real estate agent to negotiate on your behalf. So this agreement is between the buyer and the real estate brokerages and outlines the responsibility that the brokerage has to the buyer, and things like the terms, length of contract are all negotiable. Now, you may have heard that buyers now have to pay the real estate commission. Traditionally, sellers have always paid the buyer's agent, and this oftentimes does remain the case. But if no buyer's agency compensation is offered upfront by the seller, we can structure your offer to build that in as part of your buyer's closing costs. The final document you'll have to sign before we can go ahead and tour homes is called the consumer notice. This is a notice that explains those different types of agency relationships and the duties that real estate agents have to consumers. So once we get all the paperwork buttoned up, we've got that pre-approval, we've got the list of houses that we're going to tour, we can now head out equipped and ready to find you your dream home. And I look forward to helping you out with that process. Thanks for listening and have a great day.